I have different definition of what a bad set is. Some people.
What's your version of a bad set?
My version of a bad set is usually when I have a bad set, people don't know it. You know, I'll be feeling bad on the inside. People are like, I have my my own personal standards, and I could have a set where I'll say 0 to 10. I was like a 5, and people are like, oh shit, that was fantastic. But I'm really critical of my set. I'm like, some people bomb where they just black out. The jokes are horrible. But the time that I've bombed, it's been because like the lighting was fucked up, or people couldn't hear me, or I was in a fucking go hard ass ghetto ass club and my mic was low. I wasn't at the advantage. But straight up just bombing because you were whack. I don't know how many times I've had that situation. This is what I call it. I say, I have sets that weren't as funny as the other sets.
And why is that? Is it usually, well, here go more sirens. What do we got now? That sounds like a fire truck.
See, look, you're being inquisitive. You want to know. I'm looking like, oh shit, sound like police to me.
Nah, it's fire truck.
Any sirens represent police to me. What were you saying?
I was saying, yeah, I was just wondering because I know it's the same with a lot of people. I know, like, comics I've seen, they'll get, like, tons of laughs. It'll seem like they're doing great. And then you'll hear them afterwards say to their friend, like, I fucking bombed. That was fucking horrible. And I know,
because your standards are different from what the audience expect.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You expect to get the laughs, expect to get the connection, but that doesn't necessarily mean we connect. I've been with Chappelle before, where I'm like, oh shit, he was like, yo, I wasn't feeling that one. You know, it happens to the best of them.
But you've never had a set where it's just straight up like you're doing your best shit and it's just quiet?
Yeah, I've had those sets.
Oh, okay.
But I've had those sets, not too often. And they fucking the worst is when you think your energy is a certain place, and you like, oh man, I'm about to kill these. I got this 30 minutes I'm about to kill him with, and then you get comfortable. That's another thing, not expecting what could happen. You get comfortable like, oh, when I do this joke, this always happens.
Right.
Right. And I remember when I had a show where I was like, I'm about to kill him with this shit. This is my opening shit. It's fire. They was like, get that shit out of here. So what I thought was 30 minutes got trimmed down to like 20 minutes. And then they's like, get that shit out of here. And I never make excuses. I never say it's the audience, right? A lot of times I could blame it on the audience. I was like, it's never the audience. 'Cause I do believe as a comedian, it's never the audience. You have to figure out a way to entertain them to get them. But I've had those sets that started off to be 30 minutes, got cut down. I'm like, oh shit, they just took 5 minutes of my heart and soul of this goddamn show. What the fuck am I gonna do now? And a lot of comedians, when that happens, you can tell when somebody's about to take one, because you start hearing this shit right there. How long y'all been married?
Yeah, they start going to
how long y'all been married? Oh, where'd you meet? You like this, please, God, give me some improv. How long y'all been married? Oh, y'all work together? Oh, look at this motherfucker. Let me tell you something. In the black community, here's the number one segue that can get you out of any situation, son. This nigga with these tight-ass jeans.
Oh, yeah.
Tight-ass jeans? Tight-ass jeans will give you enough time to get... It's like, you know how somebody box and they get hit and they got to get up against the ropes to get their composure? Tight-ass jeans will get you like, oh, shit, them jeans is tight. It'll give you enough time to think about it. And tight-ass jeans. And another one, too. Give it up for the ladies.
Yeah.
Yo, that's another one to get you out. Get out the ladies. Ladies are good tonight. Give it up to the goddamn ladies. That can get you out of the situation. But once all that shit fucking goes, the worst thing is, this is what we're so trained to do as comedians. Like, and I never understood why people say this at the end of their show. They like, you guys have been great.
Right. No matter
I'm
what.
like, no, they were shitty to you right now. Where the fuck you got these guys have been great?
What's the hardest crowd? If you could think of, is it
what the hardest crowd has been for me?
For you, yeah.
I will say one of the toughest crowds I've had was in the Village, and this was a time where I got on anybody's stage, whatever the theme was, I went, and it was a gay club, like a gay club like filled with like lesbians, right? Here's one of them joints, like this lesbian chick I knew, she invited me there, right? I've never felt the hate that I felt with these women. And these were the type of dykes that hate dick. Like, they would break out in hives if you even mentioned big black cock. Because the only big black cock they notice if it's a strap on.
Right.
You know, I got a big black cock. They pull out one too. I got a big black cock too. But it was one of the shows in my career where I was like, it was nothing I could have said that would have won them over. It was nothing. They were the mean dykes. You know what the mean dykes are.
So you didn't do that well that night? You didn't do well that night?
I noticed, you're not going to believe what I'm about to say. I bombed. I bombed so bad. I don't know if I ever told this. Did I ever tell a story about Lance Bass?
Is it a story about you bombing?
Yeah.
No.
Jay Davis is a promoter here, right?
Yeah, I know Jay.
He had this show at the Pink Taco, right?
He used to have hot shows too.
Yeah, he always had hot shows.
Yeah.
He had bad bitches. He had porno bitches there. He used to have the hottest shit out. Mm-hmm. He's a great producer of creating a good vibe. Mm-hmm. So he was having these shows at the Pink Taco, and this was right at a time when it was this NBA player that came out and said he was gay, right? And it was just like all these people, Jay Williams, I can't remember his name, but all of these guys was coming out with, I'm gay, I'm gay, I'm gay. And I thought people was just saying that just because it was something popular to talk about or whatever. So, and I was just, this is a funny thing to make a transition from doing black shows and white shows. When the gay shit was popping, when this coming out the closet shit was popping, I could go to this black club because it was so much in the news, everybody is saying they're gay, come out the closet. And I came out at Jay's show at the Pink Taco. I said, God damn, is everybody motherfucking gay? And it was like a little ha ha ha. I'm like, every motherfucker's coming to the closet. I was like, how big is the closet? Are they coming out of Kim Kardashian's closet? Because that's a big closet. Nothing. I did. But I was already in my zone, dearie, of doing these fucking crazy ass gay jokes. So I did not stop. I kept going with them. And then the next thing I know, I was like, is everybody gay? And it was like, they were just standoffish, right? So I'm like, you about to get out of here. I'm about to hit the whole dairy. I went to this. So where you guys from? How long y'all been together? Right, I'm trying to get out of this shit, right? Ladies look good, none of that shit worked. And it was bad because, Jay, the worst thing to do is when you bomb and the motherfucker give you the light, you like this. I think I could save myself. Wasn't happening. He gave me light, I got off the stage. And normally when I get off the stage, I'm used to walking down the aisle and people like, good set. Yo, them motherfuckers was like this, son. They was turning their head, and usually I go to the bar, somebody offered me a drink.
Nothing.
None of that happened. But the funny thing about it was, I did my shit, right, and I bombed. And then Brett Riley went up, and he murdered. He murdered the room. And I remember him being that night. I went to the bar, and nobody was being friendly to me with anything. I was like, yeah, it's time for me to get the fuck up out of here, right? And I left. And I ran into Brett Riley about 2 weeks later. I said, yeah, remember that show we did at Pink Taco? He said, yeah. I said, word on the streets was they didn't really like me. And he said, they didn't. What I didn't know that night, the crowd was like 75 people. What's the guy? The guy I was talking about earlier. Lance Bass, not Lance Bass. What's that NSYNC? What's the motherfucker? Lance Bass, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, Lance Bass. Am I saying it right?
He's from NSYNC?
Yeah.
Okay.
Lance Bass. What I didn't know was that when I was looking at the order, I was like, is everybody gay around this motherfucker? It was Lance Bass, 60 people there. Lance Bass was celebrating his birthday with 45 people.
Right.
So I was like, Jay, why didn't you fucking give me a warning, right? He was like, I said, they didn't really like me. He said, they didn't. I was like, how do you know? He said, because they said it, right? And he said, this one guy came up to him and said, we really enjoyed your comedy and you took some chances. But they didn't even give me a name, but they said, but the black guy. Yo, they call me black. They said, but the black guy, they said he just kept going on and on and on. But it taught me a lesson is that you're only as good as your last fight. and you don't know what might have worked. That's why you can't get in the habit of knowing something's going to rip. What worked before might not work then. And I was very precautious on how I would enter a show after that. Like, don't assume that this is your fire shit.
Right.
And if your fire shit is not working, you might have to shift your gears, you know?